Hello there! Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and we just got a new trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney+. 6 episodes starting May 25th. I have sustained myself since Revenge of the Sith, mostly on Ewan McGregor memes, so I can't wait for a weekly fix of these.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So I'm gonna react to this trailer, give you my first thoughts, and then tomorrow in a separate video will be my in-depth frame-by-frame breakdown of all the details and Easter eggs and Orabesh translations that you might have missed. So let's take a look. Here we go. Oh, he's riding an EOB. Watch out for those farts.
We lost.
Lars Homestead. It's young Luke. Oh, look at that little skyhopper. Walker, I know, it's T16. I can't believe they're using Duel of the Fates.
The key to hunting Jedi
Holy shit.
is patience.
Grand Inquisitor! He looks pretty scary.
Jedi cannot help what they are.
Whoa.
Their compassion leaves a trail.
Lars.
The Jedi code is like an itch.
Whoa.
He cannot help it. Where is he?
Whoa. The Inquisitors are gnarly in this. Whoa. Whoa. That's the music from Revenge of the Sith, the final duel. That was one hell of a trailer. I have to give it up. The use of the music, the stakes, the intensity, the fear that we feel of being a fugitive, a Jedi on the run from these terrifying Inquisitors. Finally, we get to see the Inquisitors in live action, and everyone will see how terrifying this force truly is. And yes, although the big draw of this show for a lot of people is the fact that Hayden Christiansen is coming back as Darth Vader, obviously that's a big reason I'm gonna be tuning in as well. We do not need to see him in a trailer yet. Thank God, let's not show him yet. All we needed was just his iconic breath and that John Williams music sting from their battle on Mustafar, mentally bringing us right back there. I thought it was fascinating to use Duel of the Fates, which was such a needle drop back in the trailers for Phantom Menace in 1999. I mean, this teaser just restores that promise that we all felt when we were revisiting that prequel era. Could we also interpret this as a tease that Maul could show up on this show? And I say Maul because he's no longer a Sith at this point in history. He is alive. Now, Maul does not know that Obi-Wan Kenobi is on Tatooine. We do not see Maul learn that until the Rebels storyline, which was just a few years before the Battle of Yavin, which was about 7 or 8 years after this. Okay, so sense of timeline. This is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, 9 years before A New Hope. So, as we see in this, Luke Skywalker is 10 years old. Obi-Wan Kenobi is in the middle of his exile as he's keeping an eye on Luke Skywalker on the Lars homestead. And now it seems like the major threat of this show, the great antagonists, are going to be this group in Star Wars lore called the Inquisitors. Now, the Inquisitors were introduced in Star Wars Rebels, the animated series. These are a group of Force-sensitive beings who were trained by Darth Vader to hunt down all the survivors of Order 66. And at the top of that fugitive list is obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi. They're led by a guy called the Grand Inquisitor, who in Star Wars Rebels was voiced by Jason Isaacs, and spoiler alert, dies at the end of Rebels Season 1. But that's years from now. Right now, we're seeing the Grand Inquisitor at really the height of his power. He's played by Rupert Friend, who is committing full ham to this role. He looks terrifying. Now, a bit of background on the Grand Inquisitor. This guy, while introduced in Season 1 of Rebels, was actually retconned to be one of the Jedi Temple guards who was involved with the prosecution of Ahsoka Tano when she was falsely accused of bombing the Jedi Temple. Later on, they figured out the real culprit was Barrick. But as a witness to those events, he saw the corruption of the Jedi ways. He knows it firsthand. He was trained as a Jedi, raised in that temple, which is why it's so fascinating to now now, hear him lecture the other Inquisitors, describing the Jedi philosophy as a kind of sickness, an addiction, a compulsion, an itch that cannot be scratched. He uses this term, they cannot help it.
Jedi cannot help what they are. The Jedi Code is like an itch. He cannot help it.
And since George Lucas originally conceived of the Empire as space Nazis, I cannot help but interpret this as a parallel to the way that the Nazis talked about hunting down Jews and other undesirables. They would say things like, they cannot help the way they are, so we have to purge them from this world. And now it makes the Inquisitors so terrifying. They are resolute in their ideology. They don't see themselves as evil. They see themselves as ridding the galaxy of a kind of moral corruption. And to hear Obi-Wan admitting defeat, say, we lost, the war's over. This guy only has one mission now, and that is to make sure that Luke Skywalker sees no harm. He doesn't really care about his own self-preservation. But this video is brought to you by The Ridge. The Ridge wallet is light and sleek and industrial. It's designed to fit in your front pocket, unlike those bulky old school wallets that make you look like you're smuggling an 80s car phone in your back pocket. Check it out. There are over 30 colors, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It holds up to 12 cards and still has room for cash. Card and gold dollars. This is what they call the Black Damascus. Only the finest for my front pockets. Every Ridge wallet comes with a lifetime guarantee, and they'll let you test drive it for 45 days and send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. The wallets have over 40,000 5-star reviews. It's made with an RFID blocking technology that protects you from those digital pickpocketers. They also have other cool products like this commuter backpack. It's weatherproof and great for toting around a laptop. This month actually marks 9 years since the Ridge started, and they're celebrating with a special sale. So get 15% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/newrockstars. That's ridge.com/newrockstars and use code newrockstars. Find the link in the video's description. Now, one of the main characters we see is Moses Ingram playing Reva, who is another Inquisitor. We don't know which Inquisitor though. So in Star Wars Rebels, we meet a few of the Inquisitors. In addition to the Grand Inquisitor, we meet the 5th brother and the 7th sister, 2 Inquisitors who team up to try to kill Kanan and Ezra. They're answering the call of the 8th brother, who is actually searching for Maul all these years. These guys show up a lot in the Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith comic series, which we should all reread or read for the first time going into the series, because it seems like they are pulling a lot from that. We also, in other literature, meet the 6th brother. He's the one who tried to kill Ahsoka Tano in the book, but she actually defeated him and used his red kyber crystals, purifying them, turning them into white, which is why she now has twin white lightsabers. That's where she got those kyber crystals. It was from an Inquisitor. One of the highest profile Inquisitors we meet is actually in the Jedi Fallen Order game. Spoiler warning if you ever intend to play that game, but the antagonist storyline, Trilla Sunduri, she was a Padawan of the Jedi seer Junda, who actually gave away her location, turning Trilla pretty pissed off. She becomes the 2nd sister Inquisitor, but she ends up getting defeated when she tries to fight Cal Kestis at Nur, and when she temporarily shows some forgiveness to Seer Junda, Vader kills her. That's actually how a lot of the Inquisitors die, is Vader's like, I see weakness, and just slays them. So yeah, not a good life for these guys. So we'll see with Reva. Who knows, she may be like the 1st sister. And it looks like we're gonna meet a lot of other Inquisitors, which makes this super exciting. Because I thought it was brilliant how Rebels introduced them as the 5th brother, the 7th sister, just implying that there are so many more faces to fill into that lineup. Now we see a lot of shots of a new planet. This planet is called Daiyu. I think that's how it's gonna be pronounced. The writer of the show, Joby Harold, described it as, it sort of has a Hong Kong feel to it. It's a graffiti-ridden nightlife. It's kind of edgy. It's just a different lane and a different feeling. And when I read that in the article, I was like, so are we just gonna see another metropolis, another Coruscant type setting? But actually they do a really good job just accentuating the fog, because Hong Kong is a harbor city. There's often a sea layer that blows through it. So you just see this foggy background that's lit by these Orabesh neon signs. You know I'm gonna be translating all those in the breakdown. Don't worry, I won't do that here. I need a moment. And I gotta say, I love that Joel Edgerton is coming back as Owen Lars. What a get by George Lucas back in 2005 for someone who just seemed like a pretty small character. The fact that he's coming back now after being a much bigger star in a lot of bigger titles, it's just so great to bring him back into the fold. It looks like Reva is now on Tatooine searching for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Owen Lars knows about Ben Kenobi. He knows about that whole backstory. I think it's terrifying to see someone suspended from their feet down. I don't think they're gonna be suspended from a noose. I think they're just being suspended by the Force. But it looks like now these Inquisitors have discovered the location of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and to him, that's an even bigger threat because it could expose the link of Luke Skywalker Skywalker being the son of Darth Vader, something that Obi-Wan Kenobi obviously wants to keep a secret. There's also some rumors that in addition to seeing young Luke, we may also see young Leia in the show, which would also bring like Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa back in. That'd be super exciting because there's got to be a reason Obi-Wan leaves the planet of Tatooine. This guy would never leave the planet, right? He's here by a vow to protect the Skywalker lineage. So the only reason he would leave, I think, would be to help Leia in some other kind of crisis. Folks, just from the promises of Duel of the Fates, the possibility that Maul could show up in the series at the height of his Crimson Dawn power, and then not yet showing, but promising a rematch between Obi-Wan and Vader. We still don't even know what Hayden Christiansen's really gonna look like on this show, because they brought back Hayden for a reason. If they just wanted Vader in it, they could have brought in the team that created Vader for Rogue One, which was a couple stunt guys, and of course James Earl Jones voicing him. But to bring back Hayden Christiansen means we're gonna get a peek under the mask, whether that means Vader like in his breathing apparatus egg thing, or we're gonna see some look under the mask like a close-up Iron Man style, or we're gonna see some weird meditative astral plane version of the character. I mean, speaking of which, we're all dying to see Liam Neeson come back as Qui-Gon, right? Because this is a period where Obi-Wan Kenobi is supposed to commune with Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost to learn how to become a Force Ghost. This is the show to do it. I couldn't be more excited for the show. So again, my Easter egg breakdown is gonna come to the channel tomorrow, and then on Monday, Tommy Bechtold and I are gonna dive further into the questions you had on our weekly Star Wars reaction show called Wookiee Leaks. Join us every week for that. It's one of my favorite things I do here at New Rockstars. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.